Hello viewers, welcome to the YouTube channel of mine. This is your host Sushil Shalot. As ever, I am back with a new, useful and worthy video. In this video, I'll be explaining you how to do masking of numericals. Before that, let me explain you why this masking is required. There are instances or there are occasions or there are requirements like one is not expected to reveal the numericals to the viewers or to the audience. For example, if it is a say a corporate office and then the performance appraisal has been done and now it is not expected that the HR personnel sees what is the exact figure of that person's performance. This is one example. Another example can be a student in a school should not be revealed with his marks but rather how well he or she has performed, and there may be many more such incidences or requirements. So let's get on to the Excel workbook and see why and how the masking can be done. Here it is. So there may be a client's feedback. Say in a hotel, the clients give the feedback and then the people or the staff are not expected to see what are the numericals. Say for example, 5 is the best and -5 is the poorest. So there can be a database wherein for a month or a year for all staff members the feedback is collected and then analyzed, and it's not expected to reveal the numericals. Well, before I explain you how to take care of this, let me give a demo of what is a formatting of a cell wherein the numericals can be converted into some other text appearing on the screen. Well, for example, if I go here in this cell, say for example I'm at C4 cell, and now if I choose to go to format and then format cells, I can go over here and use the custom tab here, or the other way of doing it is by using control 1 and then go to custom. In this custom, if you see, this cell is seen to be general. If I go over here and custom it, say for example I give the semicolon and say OK and third semicolon and say OK, the cell gets blanken. For example, if I type here 2, it won't be seen. If I type 2 here, it is very well seen. So this is different. So it has got blanket. Well, but in the background, the value 2 is very much seen over here. You can have a look over here in the formula bar. So the value 2 is there but not seen. For example, if I go over here again and say control 1. Now if I go here and change it to semicolon and then the text 0 in double inverted commas, ZERO, close double inverted commas, and say OK. Well, right now it's just showing as blank, but if I go here and put 0 and say enter, there it is, the text 0 appears here. So any other value other than 0, if I put in -5 here, it will blanken, but only if it is 0 it will show the text 0. Well friends, if I decide to have the value something else, I'll go over here control 1 and again over here I'll go and change this value of 0 to say null, null. The double inverted commas remain there and I say enter. As soon as I do that, the word gets changed to null. Well, this is the background or the setup I am creating so that when I use the formula or the formatting in subsequent worksheet, you should be very much comfortable understanding it. So here in this masking numerical video, I have got the feedback value over here. So from cell F A4 up to cell A105, I have got the values here. So there are about 101 or 100 values, and I want to change these values. These are values from -5 up to +5 including 0. So how do I do that? Quite easy. I will go here in the first cell where I'm seeing the value 2 right now. As I showed you, control 1. I'll go to custom. I'll go and change the values over here, but now I'm going to improvise what I explained you till now. So the first value I'm going to put in is positive, positive, close the inverted double inverted commas, give semicolon. So friends, the first value in this formatting cells is positive, that is values greater than 0. The next one always is negative or the value lesser than 0. So I'm going to put the word negative over here, give semicolon, and the last thing what I'm going to put here is neutral, neutral. Don't forget to put in the same double inverted commas, and I'm going to say okay. And as soon as I do that, you see the value of 2 has changed to positive. Now if you see friends, this is quite virtual. If you go over here in the formula bar, you'll still continue to see the value as 2, whereas if you see over here in the A4 cell, you will continue to see the word positive. So as I said earlier, values which are not to be disclosed, the numericals which are not to be disclosed can be masked in this way. This is masking the numerical. Well friends, I've done it for one cell. If I want to do it for all cells, I can choose each cell and do it, or I can use the format painter here and change the format painting of all the subsequent cells in this database. So there it is. As soon as I do that, you see all the values which are less than 0 are seen as negative. If I click here, I can see -3 over here. But well, if I continue to watch here in the cell A5, it is negative, positive, negative, and so on and so forth. Wherever it was 0, it is seen as value neutral. So now any person who will be seeing this database will see these values as positive, negative, and neutral only. The numericals and the value of that numerical will not be seen by any individual. Now, how do I analyze it? When I go here, I can see here in the cell E4, I can give a count of neutral values. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the function count if. What I'm going to count if the range I'm going to give from A4 to A4 to I believe it was A105, right? Okay, I'm going to use function F4 to log these cells. Function F4 to log all these range cells. Then what next is the criteria. Now the criteria, when it is neutral, it has to be 0. So I'm going to give the value as 0. 0 being a numerical value, I'm not going to put into double inverted commas. I'll say enter, and as soon as I see the value as 10. Well, if it is positive, then what? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same cells here, and only here what I'm going to do is now the value has to be greater than 0. So now I have to put this into double inverted commas because it is read as text. As soon as I put in the positive numbers or the values greater than 0 or 51 in count, and last but not least, I'm going to pull down the formula again over here, and here the value has to be lesser than 0. So I'm going to put it less than 0, and as soon as I do that, now I get the count as 10, 51 and 41. Now, if I go over here, there are targets set in. So the first target is the neutrals can be 15% of the total data set. The target for positives has to be greater than 80, and for negative has to be less than 5%. So this is how the 100% score has to come in. Well, let me give the score over here, find out how many are the neutrals. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to count this divided by the sum of all these three cells. So enter, there it is. So it is 10% over here. Again, I'm going to count this divided by the sum of the total cells. And last, the same thing I'm going to do. I'm going to count the negatives and take the ratio with the sum of all the three counts. That is the total. So this will lead to the percentage of the score. Now if you see, the target is 15% where the score is 10%. So visually, I can make out it is better. The target was it should be greater than 80 for the positive values, whereas the score is less than 80. That means the improvement is required. And when the negative score is read out, it is 40%, whereas the target was 5%. So it is very, very much bad as of now. Well, so in the remark, it should come. I'm going to use the function if s. So if s gives logical test 1 and the value if true. So the logical test. So if H3 is less than the target, then it should return the value. So the target is less than, so it is good. Suppose the next value is H4 is greater than G4, then the value is, I would say, still continue to good. And last but not least, if this score is equal to the target, then it's okay. This way one can go over here and decide the remarks over here. So for example, if this count turns out to be something different, say for example, this all become 0, this turns out to be good even now. If this is, and now this is equal. So over here we go and see if H4 is equal to G4, then still it is showing as okay, right? So this target is how one can set. The same way it can go over here. Only thing here is it will be not the same. So if H5 is less than G5, then certainly it's not good. It is improvement required. Even if it is equal, I would say improvement required. Well friends, this is how one can append the remarks, but well, the main theme or the soul of this video was to explain you how to change, how to mask the numericals. So in this way one can mask the numericals. So whoever sees this database will continue to see only the negative, positive and neutral words, whereas in the background it will have these values over here, and which are not expected to be watched or visualized by the audience or public. In this way, the masking of numericals can be done by using formatting. Well, you must be seeing many more videos on YouTube or any other medium where a value when keyed in at 0 is seen at 0 on the screen. Well, that is only the theme or the fundamental, but I have explained you the application of those fundamentals. So friends, I hope this video has been useful for you to understand the theme, and you will apply the learnings in your own respective fields and application. I hope you the best. I wish you the best, and I hope you are going to practice this and use this in your applications. If you have liked this video, please do share your thumbs up at the YouTube channel. If you feel this needs to be shared with your friends and colleagues, please go ahead and do that. And if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, I request you to subscribe, opt to subscribe the channel and excel with the channel. Well friends, I'll be soon back with my next video. Till then, goodbye, take care.